It scares me because it's not going to be Formula One anymore, and I'm afraid that this level of racing will be destroyed and won't exist anymore.
Today, we're going to be looking at a driver who is engagingly eccentric, opinionated, and outspoken. I'm talking about one who's defied convention, a man who simply craves and loves the need for speed. No, not that type, but similar. Long before Hamilton started being a rebel to FIA policies, this guy did that. With his dyed pretty boy haircuts, reminding me of the late 90s rock music scene. Yeah, good times. Knowing that I was a child though. Eventually, at some point, he even became an amateur musician. After his time in F1, instead of retiring from racing, this guy tried his hands and legs on anything with 4 wheels. You know what? Let's get in. Born in a small town just outside Montreal, like a stone throw away from where I live in my dreams, His dad, Jacques Villeneuve, was an F1 driver who drove a Ferrari. His uncle, who he gets his name from, Jacques Senior, was also a motorsport racer. Sadly, his dad died in the 1982 F1 Grand Prix in Belgium. Jacques lost his zeal for racing at that point because of fear of the dangers of high-speed racing. 3 years later, he was overcome with the need for speed. However, his mom would be resistant for some time because she wanted him to go to school instead. At age 17, he would make his car racing debut in the Italian Touring Car Championship. He got enrolled into some driving schools to hone his skills. In 1991, he got racing promoter Craig Pollock to be his manager. The pair would go on to partner together for years, even beyond F1. He went on to race in various championships, eventually winning the 1995 Indianapolis Championship. In early 1995, Villeneuve was approached by F1 Williams with plans for him to replace the outgoing David Coulthard. Eventually, he agreed and signed a 2-year contract with Williams with an option for a 3rd year. He spent the rest of that year preparing by racing in circuits, even using a video game simulator, and like most gamers, when the time finally came to prove himself in real life, he did. Okay, maybe not all gamers, but you get my point. He raced well in his rookie season, learning alongside Damon Hill, eventually becoming the first rookie to win 4 races in a season and finish runner-up in the driver standings with 78 points, while Damon Hill won his only championship. Man, our times have changed. We all know 78 points these days will definitely not get you in the top 3. Come on, check last year. In 1997, Damon Hill had moved to Harrows, leaving Jacques as lead driver. He trained extensively whilst driving a powerful and efficient FW19 car built around him. He and Michael Schumacher would battle it out to the very end of that season. On the last day of the season in Jerez, with only 1 point separating Jacques and Michael Schumacher, both himself, Schumacher, and his teammate Frenzen qualified with the same lap time, but since he was the first to set it, he took pole. During race day, him and Schumacher had a collision that saw Schumacher careen into a gravel trap, thereby letting Jacques Villeneuve go on to clinch his first and only F1 title, becoming the 2nd driver after Mario Andretti to win the car title, Indianapolis 500, and the F1 World Championship. Beaming with confidence from his win in 1997, in 1998, Jacques threatened to quit Formula One if they introduced roof tires, which was eventually introduced, but he raced nonetheless, finishing in 5th, and this was the start of his decline in Formula One. In 1999, he moved to the new F1 team, BARO, that is British American Racing. There, plagued mostly by car issues and poor performances, he would spend 5 miserable years there. But he was paid well, so I won't say miserable. More poor performances followed during his stint at Renault and Sauber, eventually leading to Jacques calling it quits with F1 midway through the 2006 season. Jacques, after retiring from Formula One, moved on to music, renting a studio in France, releasing some songs, and later resuming racing, this time in various motor racing championships. We're talking NASCAR, Endurance, Le Mans Series, Daytona 500, Craftsman Truck Series, Touring Karts, Formula E. Man, this man's a driver. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of the story. We've seen a man who has tasted both ends of the spectrum of motorsport racing, the highs and the lows. And even today, at the young age of 52, the man is still racing.
So before you go, I've got a favor to ask you, and it is, can you be like Jacques Villeneuve and hit the like button and also the subscribe button, and also share your opinion in the comments like Jack would. And one thing is certain, if I ever go blonde, it's because Jack did in '97. Peace.